How you doing? How you doing? I think I'm getting there, sort of. Cyber Jeff, how you doing? Back in a second. Back in a second. I think I'm getting there, sort of. Back in a second. Back in a second. Well, as we can see there, Rotherham have already gone 2-0 up. You see, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. 2-0 up already. I don't hang about, do they? Don't hang about at all. You see, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Rotherham are just walking that league. They really are walking that league. How you doing, Gordon? No, just to change of plan because my daughter's going in for getting some teeth out at the hospital on Friday. And because my wife's tested positive COVID, I had to rush, like after doing shopping, I had to come back home and take my daughter to the wife's sisters, to meet the wife's sister. It's basically just dad duties and certain things happen when you've got kids out of the blue and you've just got to put your kids first. You see, that's what Sunderland, of course, need to do in these games. You know, just go for the jugular straight away, and that's why Rotherham are a championship team when you look at them. That's how you do it. You didn't piss about. Bang, bang, let's put the game to bed before the ball's even kicked. So as you can see, Plymouth have overtaken Sunderland purely on goal difference because they're level on points with Sunderland, but it's the old goal difference. And Sheffield Wednesday, of course, if they get a goal, they'll leave above us and we'll go out of the playoffs. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Well, all the other goals are 0-0. Bum, 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 bum. Now it's going to add ANTH into the channel now. Just bear with me 2 ticks.
All right, DJ.
How are you
How you
doing?
doing?
I think I did all right with beginner's guide, getting the old the thingies set up there.
Yeah, mate, it looks good. Looks decent. Uh,
Yeah.
Starting to add more to your stream, like I said the other day. It's oh, I need to mute my
So how do
YouTube.
I add you on?
Um,
Don't worry,
so
chat. I'm not going loopy, by the way.
so on your OBS, mate, you've got the SAFC meet.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what you want to do is just drag out the Google meeting into its own Chrome like tab out the width of everything else, and select that window as the one you're using.
Also, this drag it totally out the road. Yeah.
Yeah, drag it totally out of the road, and then on the OBS, select the Google Meet, and then use the one that we're in at the minute.
How do I drag it out the road, or just drag it to the bottom?
So you just grab the top of the tab where like it says the URL name, and just drag it down. It'll pop into its own window.
Oh yeah, done that. Yeah.
Yeah, so now that's in its own window. It's not trying to think of like say if you're on a YouTube tab, or email tab, or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
BBC tab. It'll just be that one by itself.
That's right.
Yeah. So now that you've got that set up, mate, just click on your SFC Meet and change the window that's selected on.
Change the window.
Yeah, so you've got your sources on OBS, right?
Yeah.
You've got SFC Meet. If you
Mhm.
click on that one, like double click on it, it'll
Mhm.
just say a specific window. Just drop it down to the one that we're in now. And it might be huge, or might
Ah,
be
there you
tiny.
are. I can see. Yeah.
There you go. So whatever you see is what the stream sees, unless you've got it in studio mode, which you probably won't have. So don't worry about it.
So how do I add you onto the channel bit?
Just make it visible.
How do I do that?
Can you do the present your screen, mate, so I can do it in real time? Because I'm watching it from your YouTube channel. Gordon, where are you driving from and to, mate? You're not at the Angel of the North, where the worst traffic in the northeast is. Here and there.
No, 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 no. I've got SCFC meet like fifth down in the list. Do I need to drag it up a bit? Oh, there we are. There we are.
Oh, did you have the images and the websites above that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep doing that. See, I'm actually getting the hang of this. It's quite alright.
Yeah. OBS is quite a powerful tool. Whoa, you can see the corner of my room and a French flag. Oh no. There we are.
Oh, we'll put you there. How about that?
Yeah, perfect, mate. Perfect. Oh, so how are we getting on? Rotherham winning doesn't really. Well, to be fair, it does impact us a little bit though, if you think about it, because we're playing Lincoln on the weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's just happening so bloody fast, isn't it? I mean, talk about getting out the blocks quick, Rotherham. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it was 2 goals in 2 minutes. Wiles and Ogbene. I don't. He's Irish. Ogbene. Ogbene. Do you know who he is?
I'm not so sure, no.
Chidoze Ogbene.
I stuck in traffic. No, well, I mean, I was working away, and because the wife's tested positive and stuff, and our summer is due to go to hospital to get her teeth out the hospital, just a couple of teeth. She's got to go for a CPR, a PR chest, whatever you call it, at the hospital. But I had to come back and take her to the wife's sisters because she has to isolate from the wife who's tested positive. Because my daughter Summer needs to test negative properly before she can go ahead with the operation.
Got ya.
So I finished work at 6:20, went to Aldi, did a bit of shopping, and I was supposed to come back here, get set up, but when you've got kids, your plans change. And there we go.
There you go.
But we're here, we are.
Well, yeah. So, I'm just trying to think. So, how you listening to the games going live? Are you watching your EFL subscription thing, or what's happening?
Um, well, I'm not listening to any games at the moment. I'm just having a banter with you, and we've just got the scores up there.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough, mate.
So
There's a couple of
welcome Cyber
Champions
Jeff
League.
and welcome Gordon Seymour.
There you go.
Yeah,
Um,
people might be thinking, well, why we're doing a watch along for League One? Because we're getting to the business end of the season now, and these results are going to be affecting, of course, Sunderland, whether they're going to be in the playoffs or not.
yeah. So there's a couple of games that we are looking at, though, isn't it? It's that Rotherham game. Do they start to bridge a gap between them and Wigan?
Yeah,
Obviously, the Wigan game, they're away at Crewe and they're still 0-0. The Plymouth game, the Sheffield Wednesday game, and the Wickham game. So, out of these games that are going ahead, two out of the seven are ones we're not really that bothered about.
do you
The
think?
rest of them,
Do you think it would be a decent result if it ended 0-0 between Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday's games?
oh, absolutely, yeah, they're dropping points. If they're dropping points, it works out for us, right? I know they might be going ahead of us if they do pick up points in those games, but any drop points is fantastic.
I'll see if I
Really,
can. I'll see if I can get the. I'm trying to think. What match would you like to sort of, if I put on to watch, so I can give updates what's happening,
mm.
how they're
the one
playing?
that's
Would you like
yeah, the
Sheffield
one that's
Wednesday or would you like the Plymouth one?
the one that's going to impact us the most is the Chef Wed one because they're below us. Plymouth, if they draw, they're above us. If they lose, they we go back up into fifth. But Chef Wed are the ones that will knock us out. So I think that game's more vital. I think. Sorry, I'm
Well,
staring at the screen.
I've got the Sheffield Wednesday game on there as we speak. There we go.
Yeah. Um. So I use a little thing. Do you have Spotify at all, mate?
Um, I've heard of it, but I very, very rarely use it to be
No.
honest with you.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I was just thinking something lowing in the background just to like fill out the dead noise if there is any. So if like we're thinking too hard or whatever, you've got something in the background just to keep people involved in it. Because if you get a lot of dead noise, people will be switching out. So
Yeah, no, it's just a shame for copyright things, isn't it? It's like it doesn't make things easy, because of the fact like you just get shut down or you get stopped from doing it.
um, let me.
Even with music, everything's got copyrighted to it, hasn't it? So even if you had like background music, you got to be careful with copyright for that as well. It's
Yeah, I'm just thinking that might be too loud. So there's a service called Streambeats, which is a service developed by
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
streamer and a YouTuber, and everything he puts on there is royalty free. So if you have Streambeats on in the background, you should be absolutely fine. Um, it's just awkward to do because you can listen to it directly on the website,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's quite loud on the website. If that makes sense, I'll send you the link on the WhatsApp, mate, and check it out if you want to.
I
But
will do.
we'll do
Yeah.
that. We'll do that next time or something. So you've got royalty free background tunes on whenever you want, um, and they're not like bangers or anything like that. But
Oh no, 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 no.
it's just a bit of extra noise. There we go.
I've got Ackett and Stanley's got a throw in at the minute, and they've just lobbed it into the box. A flick on. So they're under a bit of cost, Sheffield Wednesday. You expect Wednesday to beat these lot, don't you? Really, to be honest with you.
To be fair, I would expect them all to win.
Yeah.
I'd expect Wickham to win their game against Fleetwood. Fleetwood are not they're not a pushover, but they are definitely a team that Wickham are better than. Same with Chef Wed, really. Accrington are in a half decent outfit. They're definitely a mid-table team, but beatable if Sheffield Wednesday turn up. And same with Plymouth. Plymouth have got Pompey. Pompey have had a terrible season if we're being brutal, right?
I know, I know. I mean, we think we've had it bad. I mean, how long's Pompey been in Division 1 now?
2 years longer than us, I think.
Yeah, I know. It's so. And they were on about this on Talk Sport in my taxi today. They had Neil Warnock on in it as a guest, and he was saying that just because a big team drops into Division 1, everybody expects them to bounce straight back up. It's not necessarily. And he mentioned the likes of all the big teams that's in there at the moment, including us and Leeds United. And he's got a good point. You don't have the given right to come straight back up again. You've got to earn it. You've got to do it.
You got to put the performance in on the pitch, and we dropped out of the Premier League, and pretty much immediately dropped out of the Championship. Say pretty much, we did immediately the next season do a double dip, and I know it's unheard of from a Sunderland perspective, but it's not unheard of in the football world. Loads of teams have double dipped before. It's it's how quickly we managed to get out of that rut. And it's took us 5 years so far.
I know. Is there a way I can see my YouTube channel so I can keep an eye on the chat? Because I've got my phone on, I've got the match on at the moment.
Yeah, so you can
without interfering with the
OBS. Yeah. So do you know on your Windows that you were messing around with your OBS?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other one, not the meeting one, but the other one, click onto that and load that up and have that as big on your screen.
Right, so I don't have to start this on my...
No. You don't have to start. You can minimize it. You can minimize it so you can pop it just onto your taskbar.
That's fine. Is everything all right now? I'm just... If everybody's wondering why all the questions and stuff, we're still in the teething stages. Is that all right? Can you see all right there, Ant? Nothing's interfering,
yeah. No, it looks all right. I'll put my hand up oh, no, I've gone off. So the Google Meeting's gone off.
Right, so how do I put that back on?
So just tab me up as well. Tab me up and have the YouTube one on one side of the screen and me on the other, and there you go. Should be sorted. It's just a grey box at the minute, but that's all right. There you go. I'm back.
You're on full screen there, but then I can't see my YouTube bit.
Yeah, I'm back, mate. So,
and when I put the YouTube back on, you vanish.
Do you know when I showed you how to drag it to one side of the screen and it'll populate half the screen? Just do that. Just do that. Drag it to the side of the screen and then it should pop.
Right, you're back on now.
This is a slight delay, mate. Oh, there we are. Welcome, ladies and gents. Are we interested in any of the Champions League? I'm still on Greer, by the way. Oh, there you go. Never mind.
You back on?
I'm back on. Whatever you're doing now, don't touch it.
Okay, I ain't touching nothing.
Not until half time, at least. Is anybody interested in the Champions League games going on? Because they kicked off at 8:00. It was Ajax, Benfica, and Manu and Atletico.
Yeah.
Not really, to be fair.
Man, you were going to get knocked out anyway.
I don't know. They scored at Madrid last time round 2 weeks ago, and they're at home today, so maybe.
So look at that. Sheffield Wednesday, Accrington Stanley they're coming on the attack again. They're doing well at the minute. It's all Accrington Stanley the last 10 minutes or so. They're not making it easy.
That's decent. Just having a look through. There's the championship games as well. I don't know if we're majorly interested in them, but Middlesbrough took the lead at Birmingham City.
I have there.
Another North East team doing all right this season, to be fair.
Are you still on? Or have you disappeared again?
I've disappeared. I'm keeping an eye on the Man U match. Thanks, Tom.
Sorry about the disappearing of ANTH at the moment. It's just Daft Stew's just trying on earth to get to grips with what's going on here.
So on our Google Meet, mate, just share your screen on that. I think that might help, and it will make me move on your OBS.
How do I share again? It's the arrow, isn't it?
It's the arrow in the middle. I can just guide you through how to do that.
There we go.
Sweet. So I'll see what you see.
Right.
Perfect.
So here's my tabs open there. If I was wanting to watch YouTube, so I can keep an eye in the chat. Hello, Tam. How you doing?
Right. So in the top left corner, if you move your mouse to the very top left corner, just above the YouTube icon,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then you'll get like an arrow that points that way and that way. Right, a little point in the diagonals. Keep going. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Keep it like that. Yeah, keep it like that. Then move your, like, just drag it to the right a bit. As in, so you can see your chat. So drag the page to the right. Right, see where you got his arm?
Uh-huh.
You've got his arm there.
Oops.
Now it's popped it back to full screen. Cool. Now you've popped it into the other window. You've popped it into Google Meet.
I'm trying to find the arrow. I'm trying to like get the arrow, and I'm not getting the arrow coming up.
Right, so don't have it in full screen. So have it in like half screen.
I won't even do that. Oh, doing it.
Yeah,
There we
yeah,
go.
that. Yeah, click that.
Yeah.
So drag, just there you go. So you can see the chat now. Scroll down and you see the chat, but also on the meeting one, drag that into a separate tab, and then reshape it on the OBS. And that should be good.
So go on the meeting one again. You mean yeah?
You want the meeting one's in there.
I'm on there now, aren't I? Right.
Yeah, you want to drag the meeting one out of it because it's
Like that, yeah.
yes, but that's League One scores.
I don't know. I'm lost.
It'd be so much. So, if you keep your OBS open all your Chrome tabs and have them in separate windows, every last one of them.
So there's that one.
Yeah, and then drag the other one out of it. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
Now there, keep them both out.
Yeah.
And go on your OBS and reshape the meeting one. So SAFC meet. Click on it. Double click. Do you want the unsaved Discord? You see bottom right, it's just popped up a side window.
Oh yeah.
For some reason. No idea why. Just discard them. There you go. Click on the meeting with the one what we're in. Not that one. Next one. That's your live chat. There you go. Okay. Click OK.
Okie dokie.
And then the green bar, top middle. See it? Drag that around. Press Alt and drag it. There we go. Don't want to make it too big because you.
Mad.
Maybe think about TeamViewer. You able to set his desktop up. Oh yeah, actually that's not a bad shout, Tam. And nick the bank details at the same time. You didn't store that information in your computer, do you? So see the black box, mate? That's the screen I'm in.
Yeah, I can't even click on it now.
Yeah, just click on it on the sources. There you go. Can I request control?
Don't know.
Host controls.
Yeah, I cannot click at all or anything on that. It's SAFC Meet, isn't it?
It is SAFC Meet, yeah.
Well, when I click on it, it's not. It ain't highlighting the box, so I can't even drag it.
Just delete it then and then create a new one. It's dead simple. It's a browser source.
See, this is what happens when you rush. you having to rush to get back in. It's like
do not stop your screen. Don't stop your stream. Don't. So on the sources, left hand side, left.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, click on add.
Just people who's watching the channel. This is not Monty Python's Flying Circus, by the way. This is
the tech instruction.
Right, click add. Here we go.
Just got in straight on the stream. Good shit. Browser source.
Browser source.
Oh no, sorry. Window capture. It's browser sources, static websites.
I'll just put ANTH. There you go.
Yeah. Change that to the middle one. Yeah, there you go. And now I'm on your stream. Awesome. Crop me out.
Right.
Or crop everything else out. There you go. You know how to do that bit quick though. That's good.
I'm usually alright. Like, say it's just rushing back in from work, and it's like, there you go.
There you go. You've got more of my room now as well.
There we go. How's that?
How much better is that? No, you just want to see your chat. You can see it on the right hand side of your OBS.
So what happens if I like go onto my YouTube thing then?
You can see it on your right, so you can see it on the right of your screen.
But say how many's in the chat and stuff.
Oh, so just open up that tab. Open up that tab. The YouTube one on the left. And there you go. Make it a bit bigger if you want.
I can't find my YouTube tab. I think I've shut it down.
No, you're on it. Oh, we've missed a goal.
Yeah. We've missed a goal. Charlton 1, Gillingham 0.
I mean, we kind of missed a goal. It's literally 40 minutes into each of this game, and it's a third goal of 7 games. So we caught it just in time. It was Charlton's one of those games that we didn't really. This is the content you're looking for.
Hello, DJ Dave. I'm just catching the bloody streams now.
Everyone's got no at the minute. I know. I got a new webcam. Can you tell? Genuinely, I bought a new webcam today. So that's the one I've got, an Elgato face cam.
Have you gone off again?
Yes, I have.
But a bloody hell, why?
So, half minimize. No. Actually, just open up my window, the window that this meeting's in, and then just drag it to the bottom of your screen. So it's open and active, but just drag it downward.
All right, there we go. So,
so
you're sort of sitting nicely there. Right, okay.
Hopefully that will put me on the OBS. It'll be a couple of seconds before the system decides to catch up. But yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We can see everything going on now. That's good. How long have you been using computers and that?
Computers for about 15 years, OBS about 2 weeks.
Play with it more.
It is good though. I mean, I'm chuffed to bits. I mean, I'm looking at the scores and the tables and stuff, and I would look at people's channels and thinking like, how the hell have you done that? And I thought I'll never get to grips with this.
And we're slowly getting there, mate, aren't we?
Aye.
What was that?
Morty Vicar.
What? Is that a reference I'm supposed to get?
Oh, hold on a second. I'm in a tangle of your headphones now.
There we are. So if you've not already, please smash the like button. That'd be great.
I haven't slept all night because 2 subscribers unsubscribed yesterday. It's like I've been gutted all day.
To be fair, with people subscribing, unsubscribing, and stuff like that, it's their decision, mate. At the end of the day, if they press the button, it's nice and helps you on the channel out. But if they don't want to watch your content anymore, there's nothing you can do to force them.
It should be able to force them. It should.
You've minimised me again, but it's one of those, mate. If you're not producing the content they like, then it's fair enough. You'd be the same with the BBC or whatever, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'd say, what's this shite? Get it off.
Match of the day. As soon as I know Gary Lineker is I don't think any Sunderland fan likes Gary Lineker at all.
He's supposed to be a right ignoramus sparse steward when he's in public, you know. I've heard stories that he played a charity golf match, and afterwards he went to the bar and he sat away from everybody and he wouldn't speak to anyone.
I mean, that makes sense. he could be just in a foul mood, you know what I mean? Like, he is a public figure, but
Alan Shearer apparently likes to be called Sir. So apparently people go up to him and say, "Alan, you all right, mate? Don't call me Alan, it's Sir." Apparently he's a bit of a knob and all.
I genuinely just turn around and go, all right, fuck off then. No offense, but if I'm going up to Alan Shearer, it's probably to like spit in his pint. I'm not.
Well,
I'm not
there's
going to say you're the best thing since sliced bread because come on, tell him Alan Shearer. Nobody.
well, there's not much happening in League One, is there? There's only three goals gone in, two of them at bloody Rotherham.
Yeah, it looks like it might be of a game in the second half. Really, um,
There's
would
nothing
a 0-0 in all of them be okay for us though? Because obviously, Plymouth do climb up with that, don't they? Plymouth go up in the
on
league.
goal difference. Yeah, yeah.
So that they're on the same amount of points, but they lost the game in hand, one of the two games in hand that they had on us, and same with Wickham as well. So Wickham, Sheffield, and Plymouth all dropping 2 points is probably better for our morale going into the weekend fixture. Because I think we, as Sunderland, we'd probably expect again to continue the winning form against Lincoln. Pretty much perform like how Rotherham are now. But then when we play Rotherham, we'd be happy with anything from that game, right? I'd presume.
The thing is, we've got such hard work for us to do. I mean, not only are we relying on them, but we've also got to rely on the most unreliable source, and that's bloody us winning.
Yeah, never put a bet on us doing anything
You
other
know,
than
you can just see it. Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth lose tonight, and we lose against Lincoln. Because how many times have we done that when the door's open for someone to jump through it, and we've fucked it up completely, as if to say, "No, we don't want it." It happens all the time. Guarantee it.
it does happen more often than I'd like to. But I mean, we can only win the team that beat the team that's in front of us, right?
Yeah.
Win the team that's in front of us. That didn't make any sense. There you go. Yeah, we can
Tam's
only beat the
just
team
said
that's in
it
front of us.
all went wrong when we upgraded from Windows for work groups. I have not. Shrewsbury has took the lead against Morecambe.
Nice.
Um,
So Windows is the version that Tam's talking about. There is from like 1995. He's taking the piss.
hey, Windows 1995 was spot on. It's when they started bringing Windows. Windows XP was good, and then they just started when they brought Windows Vista. Christ Almighty.
Oh.
John S, welcome to the channel, mate. Will the Rotherham game go ahead?
To be fair, mate, I think if we postpone it for the international games, I think that would be beneficial to us. Really, no offense, but like the longer we postpone that match, the more points we could get before potentially interrupting our good streak. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? Why would we want to? I know. Why would we want to potentially interrupt that winning streak against a solid team? Do you know what I mean? Like, although if we beat them, our like ego will just go through the roof and we'll potentially win everything. So that swings and roundabouts.
First half time in Division 1, Charlton 1, Gillingham 0. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday has just had a good shot on goal. One of the first shots I've seen actually, but straight at the Accrington keeper. Like I say, there's nothing to choose between them two sides. I'm keeping an eye on that game. It's not just Sunderland that struggle.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. I can't remember where we got the league table from, but John, do you want the Rotherham game to go ahead though? That's the real question, I think. Because I think I don't know. Much rather us if we beat Lincoln. I'd much rather us confirm that we can beat the next team that we play against rather than battle against somebody who's better than us. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going to be if we get anything from it, a 0-0 draw would be a point gained for us, really. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I'm going to go what Alex Neil says and just take one game at a bloody time.
Yeah, but if that Rotherham game could be
When do we
2.5 weeks later,
when would you to play with them?
not this Saturday, next Saturday. So it's the last game of this month, the 26th.
Rather get it out the road, do you think?
Mate, if we get it out of the road and we pick anything up, yeah, I'd take that absolutely.
I mean, if we win,
So
it might give us a huge boost of confidence if we beat them.
absolutely, because it would be 7 games on the bounce without 7 games on the bounce since that
I think a draw would be a good
2-1.
result, mind, do you not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a point against Rotherham
Mm.
is definitely a point gained more than anything. There's only 6 other teams that have actually beat them this season out of the 36. They don't lose often, so if we do beat them, that would be huge for our season.
Oh, and Wigan have just taken the lead against Crewe.
Fantastic. That's, to be fair, it was on the cards.
It was on the cards, but it's took them a massive 45 minutes to do so. Not quite as long as what we did, but
Do you know what's different about that game and our game, the Crewe Wigan game and the Sunderland Crewe game? Crewe are actually having chances in this match. They've had 4 shots already against Wigan, so that tells me Wigan are more inviting on than we may think they are. Maybe we should maybe we should start playing like Wigan and invite teams on, but like get them on the counter because we're capable of getting people on the counter. We just
John
come
S
up
has
against
also
us.
said, but I know John is a Rotherham fan. Only one good striker. Postponing gives us a chance of more strikers, but our games becoming 2 per week. To be honest with you, I don't think Rotherham's got. They're up as far as I'm concerned. They're promoted. They're in the Championship next season.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
they are the team to beat right now, right? Though, like, without a doubt, they're just too far ahead of everybody else. So I think if they win this game, which it looks like they're going to, they'll be on 80 points already. Some teams struggle to get that in 2 seasons. You know what I mean? Like,
Which team hold the record in that league for the
in this league, I think it's us.
when
Oh
it was,
no,
when it was the old
no,
Division 3?
we hold the record for the championship, don't we?
Do it? It was 105
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
Is that the Peter Reid era?
No, Peter Reid was 95 to 2000, I think. Points in a League One. Have a look.
Because it's still
This
classic.
it tells you on the Premier League, but it doesn't tell you on League One.
Because I thought in the Championship it was the Peter Reid era with the Lambton's beer on the front of our shirts. When we played Bury, we beat them 5-2.
So the longest win streaks in League One are 15.
Is it?
So 15 wins on the bounce for Fulham in 98 and 99 season and Leeds in the 2009 season. So that's the record to beat for that. Games without a clean sheet is Rochdale with 24 games. So they conceded in every game. That was in the 73 and 74 season, and Southend in the 84 to 88. It's a long season. Away streak, home streak, full league. Most clean sheets is 11. Most teams to fail to score in matches, 33 games for QPR and Scunthorpe. They're terrible seasons.
There is some half-time right across the board. There is some poor teams in this division, isn't it? The Packer, Andrew, Middlesbrough behind closed doors. What's your opinion? Why would it be behind closed doors?
Which match is that?
It's just said Middlesbrough behind closed doors. What's your opinions?
Oh, that's because of they're playing Chelsea. So I think they shouldn't, because Chelsea are not allowed to sell tickets to their fans, right? So there's nothing stopping Middlesbrough selling tickets and the entire stadium just being Middlesbrough fans. Like, nothing is stopping that now.
Is that a cup game, I take it?
That's a cup game, yeah. So I kind of like the idea of Middlesbrough just going, yeah, the away tickets are now for the home fans, and then literally have the entire stadium be against Chelsea. Like, when have you ever seen anything like that?
What's Abramovich? I know we're getting off the chat of League One, but hey, it's football there. What's Abramovich done wrong then?
He's pretty much put his hand in the back pocket of Putin, mate. He's a He's a political figure. He's an oligarch. He's earned his money from.
So does an oligarch mean? I've heard of the word, but does it mean like he's sort of he's branching off Putin? He's sort of one of his sidekicks. Is that what it means?
He's basically a sidekick, yeah. So an oligarch means he is a profiteer from a war era. Um, he profiteered off acquiring businesses in the oil and gas industry
Mm-hmm.
in the late 90s after the end of the USSR era. So yeah, he's an oligarch, but like
But it's not his fault. There's a war, is there?
no, it's not his fault there's a war, but he's helped funding it. Like his businesses help fund it. So why would we, as a country, help fund the Russian efforts to invade a peaceful nation?
So Abramovich, could he not turn around and say, "Well, I'm not funding it. I disagree with the war," or is it because he's working with
No,
Putin?
he hasn't said anything. That's the thing. Which means if he's not saying anything and everybody else around him's going, "This war is atrocious," that normally dictates that he's not saying anything to save face because he wants to not piss off Putin, his best friend. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Think of it this way, right? Say Putin's the league the football manager of the team,
mhm.
and
But it's not Chelsea's
Abramovich is
fault, is
the
it? I mean, it should be him you're penalising, not the fans and not Chelsea its name.
well, he owns them.
Hmm.
Everything all of their successes, all of their funds, all of their profits have come from this Russian money. So
But unless
not the fans per se, but the club, yes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, there's no way they can go into liquidation out like that, is there? I mean, all it needs is for somebody to come in and buy them, and then it's all cut clear again, isn't it? It's just as long as Abramovich has gone and nothing to do with the club, then Chelsea's free to do what they want.
yeah, that's right, mate. But it's also kind of unlikely. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a little bit like too soon to say like what we should and shouldn't be doing to the Chelsea club because we don't know how.
Mm.
Think of it this way, right? If Sunderland were bought out by I don't know, I don't know, a Middle Eastern country, and they started a war on India, and there was no real justification for it other than they wanted land, which is exactly what Russia's doing. Um, we would be directly profiteering from them killing innocent people. That doesn't feel right to me. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what Russia and Putin are doing. They're killing innocent people because they want more land. That's it.
How would he get a profit though? How are they making money by literally killing people? It's like he's selling slippers or anything, is it?
He's selling oil. Ukraine has a huge oil field.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a big resource that the world needs. And Russia goes, well, it used to be ours. Why isn't it ours anymore? Let's take it back. That's why the annexation of Crimea is such a thing, mate. Like I don't like talking about politics on a football show, but like I kind of feel like not allowing fans into a match is like a tiny evil compared to what their owners doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But it is. I know we've gone on about the war, now, but it is football related because it's all over the news and it's about the football carry on and that. I mean, I know people say
Yeah,
Ukraine and Russia is virtually the same, but I don't know. It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean, how
yeah.
bad could it get for Chelsea? I mean, if they reach the FA Cup final, could they be playing without fans?
Potentially because they're not allowed to sell tickets.
Not allowed to sell tickets.
Whereas they're not allowed to sell tickets, or the club's not allowed to sell tickets. But if the final happens, there's nothing stopping the stadium directly selling the tickets. So you could have the away fans apply through the club
Mm-hmm.
for their side of it, and Chelsea fans buy tickets from Wembley. So there is ways around it. It's just not how it's done.
So basically, selling tickets where it's not getting put into Abramovich's pocket, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not funding Putin by supporting Chelsea. I don't think any Chelsea fan really does support Russia or anything like that. But it's
Because Putin won't be making money from Chelsea, or will he?
yeah,
That's fucking mad. I see. I didn't realise that. It's like there's a little pipeline going from Chelsea to Putin.
There's a pipeline with every Russian business. That's because they tax the Abramovich. They tax his company in Russia, not in the UK. So like we'll tax Chelsea for all of their profits and earnings and stuff like that, but the overall like financing company in the background is Russian.
It's pretty shitty from Abramovich, really, isn't it, if that's what he's carrying on. It was on Five Live as well.
Yeah.
That the fact they were telling the fans not to chant his name. They were singing Roman Abramovich's name in some of the games.
Yeah, but Chelsea fans have a history with racism, though, don't they? So if they tell them not to do it, they will fucking do it. There you go. Yeah, let's talk about footy.
Right, should we talk about the China War in 1937?
I do get really heated in these conversations, though, mate. Like, because I do keep a keen eye on it, and I don't know. I'm a bit like a humanitarian, socialist kind of person. I like to think that everybody should have their chance. But
Hello, Patrick Ward. Welcome.
At the ATM, Atletico Madrid scored against Man U, 2-1 in aggregate. Nice. Hi, Patrick. Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. Yeah. It's also the war zone of Europe at the minute, though. Yeah, mate. What do you reckon about these results so far? Obviously, Wigan have now took the lead. It didn't really impact us that much because they were already second.
Yeah, Wigan and Rotherham. It's their promotion boat set sail freaking weeks and weeks ago. It's not so far so good. 0-0. I mean, I'm happy with them, but it's very very early days yet. There's a long way to go yet. But yeah, I'll take 0-0 from both of them teams. Would you not? Even better if they both lost, without a doubt.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday and Wickham both dropping points again. Yeah, absolutely. Just that's the best thing we can think of, right? I've opened a can of worms. Yes, Andrew, you have.
Patrick Ward says, "I never know when you have live videos, as they seem random." But I don't know if you've seen on my YouTube channel, but there was a video or a post up there saying.
Oh, we had to fix it. We had to fix that a little bit the other day because it didn't show for me, and we went through it, didn't we? Yeah. It was basically like how the playlists were set up and stuff like that. So if you do ever go back onto DJ's channel, it should pop up straight away. Yeah. Set a reminder.
We will be doing a commentary of the Lincoln game. We'll be both doing it together, won't we, on your page, Anth?
The Coventry game?
No, the commentary game on the
Lincoln game. Yeah, the Lincoln game on Saturday. Yeah, we'll be on my page for that. We can do it on your page as well at the same time if you want. But that might dilute the...
No, I think it's best to concentrate it on one channel.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And we can take turns on each other's... But because I've been twice on my stream, it's...
Yeah. Okay, we'll sort out the logistics of it all, mate. But, yeah, it's... we do Monday Night Football, and that alternates on each week. So every second week, it's going to be on your channel. Every second week, it's on my channel. And that's been since the start of the year, pretty much. One to week 5 now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we only just started to do the commentary together because we thought, I'll give it a go, but it went down really, really well, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it's nice to have two heads like talking about how the game's going. To be fair, but TeamViewer was a good suggestion from Tam, by the way. It's slightly different because we're currently using a thing called Google Meets.
I've used TeamViewer. Is it just a lot more user friendly?
No, TeamViewer is a bit more complex.
I have used it before, but where I just give someone the details and they can control my desktop.
Yeah, that's essentially it, and you can access and share cameras and stuff on it. It's kind of really smart, but it's also a little bit invasive, so I wouldn't recommend doing that.
That's all right. Me and the wife's homemade bedroom movies are in the Savoy folder in the top left.
Or does it start with oi oi? And that's oi oi 1, oi oi 2, oi oi 3.
The Pakaka Andrew, have I opened a can of worms? No, no, no. I think the can of worms have been well and truly opened and spilt now for bloody weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah. 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 I think it'd be better for football and just like us as a community if we purely sold all those tickets by Middlesbrough and every single fan from Middlesbrough was packed in that stadium. How many times have an entire stadium been just one fan base in there? Do you know what I mean? Like that's so rare.
I think the only time that's happened is really the Old Firm derby.
Yeah.
Rangers and Celtic, and to be honest with you, the atmosphere is shit when you've got away fans.
I don't know. Well, if the away team's better than the home team, do you know what I mean? It's how much behind closed doors. We've had an entire season of games behind closed
Just
doors.
2 seconds. You what? I would take some paracetamol though. Wife's gonna taking the kids to bed and she's gonna lie down. She's feeling a bit better, but still a bit groggy.
Fair enough, boy.
Bloody COVID, carry on. Cyber Jeff, hello. Is he one of your friends, Cyber Jeff?
Come on, Pompey. Come on, Pompey. Ugh.
What have you done there?
I was just fidgeting with my coaster, my what's it called? Remembrance coaster from the British Legion, and I was just fiddling with it, and I made it fall out of my hands. That's all.
Can Portsmouth still make the playoffs? Then are they completely out of it?
Mathematically, they're still in with a shout. Realistically, I think they're too far adrift.
Spare a second, just turning the signal light on. Hold on.
Let's have a look at the numbers here for League One, right? Portsmouth are on 59 points in 10th place. If they win their game in hand, they're on 62 points, which is only 4 points away from the playoffs, Sunderland, right now. So I think before this game, being that far adrift, being 7 points adrift, 3 games, I think's too much. But I mean, when that point gap starts to grow, and I think it will grow, I think it's too far for them to climb back up. They're about to fall into the bracket that Bolton Wanderers are in. Then it'll be the next team, which will probably be Ipswich, and then hopefully Sheffield or Wickham. Do you know what I mean? Like, are you embarrassed a little bit there, mate?
No, not at all.
He's just gone a little bit red in the nose. That's all.
That's fine. Do you know when I put that league table up on the bottom right, you right click it, interact. It wouldn't let me scroll up and down to to show the full league table. So I don't know why it wasn't letting me do that.
That'll be the resolution. So we can sort that out now if you want, mate.
We can do.
If you want the full league table, we can do that. No problem.
Tam says I've seen inside the folder, yeah, but you've not seen the one where I've got my Muppet Show underpants on, have you?
Bananas and peaches everywhere.
Aye. Just keep out the skid marks folder, please.
Oh, I do. Yeah, we'll go through that while it's half time. We might as well, right? It's
okay.
Time for a couple of minutes in all of these. So on that browser source with the league table in it, whichever one it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Click on it. Double click on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does that keep popping up? Just click save. Yeah. And then drag that so I can see what you're doing on it.
It's just froze on us. Can't even drag it or do anything.
Oh my god, we're into the second half and Shrewsbury's just scored a goal.
No, that's froze.
Yeah, leave it like that. Just leave it like that for now, mate. Leave it like that. We'll sort out how you want it set up. But I think the top half of the table, that's what essentially we're talking about. Ipswich, you just see the logo of Ipswich in the thing, and that's probably is really where they are. They might creep into our conversations next week or the week after, but we have to. Yeah, we have to drop a lot of points. And you got to remember, if we win at Lincoln and Oxford draw or lose, we go above them. No, if they have to lose because of goal difference, right? That we're 7 goals worse off.
Are we just leaving that league table as it is for now? Yeah.
Yeah, leave it as it is
Right.
now because
Okay.
that thing's frozen. So it's it's not ideal. Something's clicking up and I can't really tell.
Right. No problem. No problem.
There we are. So yeah, 2 of the games that we're not really that interested in have already had goals in them, and the other 5, only 2 of them have scored.
Not an easy game, Plymouth Portsmouth. For Plymouth, really.
No, I think if Portsmouth win it, it does add that extra team into that bit of fold that we were talking about, into that pack of teams chasing. So they'll go above Ipswich and they'll be 1 point away from Wickham. So,
So you know this setup I've got at the moment. Then can I save
Yeah.
this as a template so when I open up again, the league table will be just exactly as it is.
yeah. So on your OBS, mate, if you look, you've got the sources, right?
Yeah.
But on the left-hand side, you've got things called scenes.
Yeah.
So if you click on a new scene, it'll be a blank template.
Ah, right.
And
Okay. Right.
So
Right.
whatever scene you've got active, that's what you show.
So when I open
So
up
you
again, this will come up. This will come up, and then when I want to change the background, I just delete the eye. I've got it.
You can have it so you can have like the same scene, but one item like removed from one of them. So you can literally press scene 1 and then scene 2, and the only thing that's different is where your webcam's located or where something graphically shows up. So there's lots to play around with OBS if you want.
So when I open OBS again, it'll open up as we see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
And it's so easy to just change the background. You just delete it and add the other one from your desktop.
Yeah. You do whatever you want with it. You can have YouTube videos playing as your background if you really wanted to. It's really, really quite smart. Lincoln versus, do you think we will win or draw? Andrew says, do you think we'll win or draw against Lincoln?
I think we'll win. I think we're going to put Lincoln and Maguire in his place.
I think Maguire will score, though. That's the problem.
You reckon? All ex-players do, though, don't they?
Yeah, seemingly. Well, unless you're at Wigan, then they never do. We haven't had a Sunderland player who's now at Wigan or has been at Wigan ever score against us.
I don't regret getting rid of Power, though, do you?
Max Power, no. Wyke, a little bit. Because I kind of feel like if we started the season with Wyke and Stewart playing with each other, our start of our season, we would have had a lot more goals than what we've got.
Why did we get rid of him? Did he want to leave? Oh, 3-0 Shrewsbury.
Wow. No, Johnson wanted him to leave. Because, like I said on the weekend, mate, it's that clash of styles. He was more aggressive. Wyke is aggressive. Maguire is aggressive. Power is aggressive. Like the strong men, right? And that clashes with how Lee Johnson wanted his team.
How is Wyke doing anyway? Will he be playing again at all this season? You think?
I don't know. I don't know. He had something wrong with his heart. I didn't even know until like a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. Once a player leaves Sunderland, I generally lose interest. Unless we come up against them soon. So like Maguire, I'll pick his name up quite a lot in the next few weeks, but then forget it again.
Did you ever rate Connor Wickham?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Especially Gus Poyet's miracle. I thought he was outstanding in the last 6 or 7 games, wasn't he?
Yeah, so the direct season after that, we were playing Birmingham City in a cup. I can't remember if it was the what's it called, the Community Cup, whatever, the Carling Cup, I think it's called now, or the FA Cup, and we were away. We beat them 3-0, and Connor Wickham was trying to piss off the fans so much. And I'm sat there in the home fan with Birmingham City fans and Connor Wickham trying to wind us up. And I'm just going like, yeah, go on, lad. Go on, lad. So I don't know if that worked or not, but I just saw how he was, because normally when you're a away fan, you like the players will run to the corner and be nice to you, but like you never get to see how players are to the away fans. And I thought the way he handled it was so so funny, but also really he did it really well, and I rated him for it because he was like he wasn't bothered that people would call him a wanker and like gesturing they're going to knock him out or anything. He was living off it, and I think we need more players like him.
I think players getting like banter abuse like that spurs them on.
Yeah, it's for some players it does, and for other players I think it makes them like just bury their heads in the corner. And I think a lot of Sunderland players, if they start getting jip from the home fans as well, like if Sunderland players get jip from the Sunderland player, like Sunderland players get jip from the Sunderland fans, their heads just like sink. You can visibly see it. A person who I think does that quite a lot, Matete, he does that. McGeady did it quite a lot. I know, like when people were on his back, they were on his back, and he hated it. But when like they were behind him, he was loving it. So I don't know. It's a fickle thing, isn't it?
Matete's been all right for Sunderland since we signed, hasn't he?
I don't know. He's been a creative outlet, but I've classed him as like a clumsy clown or a talented clown. He's just that sounds really mean, doesn't it? But every time I've seen him on the ball, he does like an amazing pass, and he does absolutely everything he wants, or he falls over it like he's at the Olympics or something. It's
a player to keep next season if we.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
go.
absolutely. I think he needs to like mature a little bit, but yeah, absolutely, he's definitely a player to keep. He'd be like, when we had Danny Rose or.
I was on loan, didn't we?
Yeah, it kind of gives me like that Danny Rose vibe. He's got that quality to him. He just needs to mature a bit before he'll actually like flourish fully as a player. I don't think he's League One level. I think he's above that. How far above that? That's debatable. Same with Maja. Remember Maja?
Mm-hmm.
He was Sunderland fans weren't really behind him that much, but when you watched him play, he was just pure talent, and that's why he went to the Premier League. Do you know, like we were on the way down, he was on the way up. So
I still think the biggest downfall was letting him go. I think under the Jack Russell era, if we'd have kept him, I think we wouldn't be where we are now.
I don't think we could have afforded to keep him, to be honest. The amount of money that Fulham were offering, it's just too much to potentially give up. And I think you're right. If we kept him, we would have won a lot more points staying in the Championship, and we could have been discussing how to get out of the Championship rather than League One. So that's a shoulda, woulda, coulda, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't think Maggio was going to Fulham, was it? At the time, he was just wanting a pay rise because he was becoming a senior, and I think he wanted something like 15 grand when he was only on like I don't know, a grand a week or something.
It was 800, I think, a week, which is still $2.5 grand. Basically, it's like a 30k job a year that he was on, and he was going. Actually, I'm probably worth like 850, and we're like, can we afford that? I've just seen Wigan's gone 2-0 up.
Yeah, well, that's to be expected. Crew are gone. Crew are down, aren't they? I would say Morecambe are down as well. I'd say.
Morecambe, really? Look at Fleetwood down, mate, and look at their points. You've got Fleetwood on 34 in 19.
I can't scroll on the league table. That's what I'm saying before. I don't know why.
Yeah, so Fleetwood are on 34 points, negative 16 goal difference. Wimbledon 20th, the last safe space, 33 points, negative 19. Gillingham negative 30 goal negative 30 goal difference with 33 points. So they're on the same amount of points as Wimbledon, and Morecambe are 1 point behind that. And they're on 32 points. Doncaster on 29. They've got to win 2 games to get out of the relegation zone. Crew 25 points. They've got to win 4 games to get out of the relegation zone. So, yeah, Doncaster and Crewe, they're gone. But the last 2 spots are between those 4 teams.
Doncaster and Crewe have gone. We lost against Doncaster again. Says it all, doesn't it? And that's why if Sunderland didn't get promoted this season, you can't be disappointed, because the fact that when you look back at them results, you think, well, they just deserve to be where they are.
Absolutely. And yeah, to be fair, we've only won. I know this sounds really, really callous, but we've only won half of our games. We've won 19 out of 38 of our games. That's literally 50% of our games we've got all 3 points out of. And how many championship winning teams, regardless of which tier they're in, have won by only winning half their games? Not many, if any.
Are you confident if Sunderland finished in the playoffs then? Are you confident?
No, but I'll always be like, it could be our mini cup run. It could be our 3 games in a row where we just smash it out of the park. So I'd like us to at least finish in playoffs to have that chance. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd much rather finish 6th and get to Wembley and lose at Wembley than finish 7th and not even have the chance. Because remember the points per game season?
Yeah.
We would, if we didn't play those 2 games when the COVID outbreak was underway, and we're like, we just want to put our team out and do what we can. We lost those 2 games and dropped out of the playoffs because points per game. We played 2 extra games more than everybody else.
Wycombe took our place, didn't they?
Wycombe took their place and they won it. They won the playoffs when the season resumed. So it's like, I'd much rather have the chance than not. Because anybody can win it. The last team in that playoff bracket can win it. First team out of it can't.
They can't, but it's the gamble, isn't it? It's basically the flip of the coin. You know, you've got to expect either euphoria or total fucking depression afterwards if you lose or win, and that's the gamble of it, isn't it? But
yeah,
I think Sunderland fans are sort of used to defeats at Wembley, aren't they? And it's like, it'd be disappointing. But the worst I've ever felt, in a Sunderland game, was when we lost penalties against Charlton in the playoff final. It took us about 2 weeks to get over that. I had to drag me head out of bed to get to work the next day. I was living down south, down walking at the time, and I always remember that next day it was like I felt just shite. It was just crap.
Yeah. I know this might be a cliche for everybody, but like, my worst feeling as a Sunderland fan going back is the Southampton game. And if I say the Southampton game, you know exactly which Southampton game I'm talking about.
Was it when we lost by quite a few goals?
We lost 8-0. We scored 3 own goals. It was just like, why bother? It's genuinely like, can I pick another team now? But you can't pick another team. You shouldn't pick another team. But those lulls are met with some like really good highs. That's the draw of supporting football, right? So you've got to think with the national team. When was the last time the national team had anything really to shout home about? That was winning the World Cup in '66, but we did a good try of it last time around in the with Croatia, didn't we? So it's like, you've got to enjoy the highs while you can, because you got seasons like this where it's just shit after shit after shit.
It was like the Euros for England, wasn't it? It was like when we scored. When like a minute and a half, I didn't even celebrate, and the wife was going, "Some England fan you are. It's like, you're not even celebrating." And I just thought, we've scored too fucking early. I could sort of read what was going on, and I thought, like, we're going to fucking sit back on this, and it's just going to stay 1-0 for an age. And I was right. I don't know why I was right, or why I was being negative, but I think a lot of the country thought the same possibly as well. It's like, scored far too early.
Yeah, if you score far too early, you need to back it up with a second, right?
But they didn't, did they?
Nah.
And Italy, I didn't think were all that. They outpassed us, but it's only because England let them outpass us, to be honest with you. And Southgate was just being too negative.
Yeah, but that's a different calibre of football that Sunderland are used to now, isn't it? Like, if we watched any of the England players at their worst play for Sunderland now, we'd be happy, right? Apart from Maguire, because Maguire just no.
It was quite weird, because I was like watching the I got like the naughty fire stick, but
Yeah.
it's like
The dodgy box.
the dodgy bus. It was 3 minutes behind, and when we were 1-0 up against Germany, and there was like 9 minutes to go, um, I couldn't hack it, so I was watching me live score. So therefore, it was making it easier for me to watch because I knew I was up to date by the live score because it said like we're still 1-0 up. And I could watch the match and think, no, well, Germany haven't scored yet. And then all of a sudden,
The second goal came up.
it turned gold colour. Like when the second goal went in, I was like, oh, fucking come on.
And then you can have a good old piss up at that point, can't you?
Oh, no. But we were just. Gareth Southgate totally fucked it up in the penalty shootout, didn't he? He absolutely picked the wrong players completely. You got warm players, warm legs out there. You should have just kept them on, kept them to take it.
Yeah, the two people that came on were missed their penalties, right? That was it.
I fancy giving that young lad the duties to you know, one of the biggest penalties. Well, Plymouth have scored 1-0 up, apparently, said Cyber Jeff. He's got that. He's got that early, hasn't he?
He's got that really early, but he's right. Plymouth, see the little red dot on
I
that?
do, yeah. Oh
yeah.
Well, Cyber
There you
Jeff,
are.
fantastic. He must have a good radar somewhere.
I mean, it doesn't really change much though. It just means that Plymouth are now 2 points ahead of us rather than matched. Do you know what I mean? Like if Plymouth picked up any point here, we were dropping a place regardless. But yeah, they can fuck it up on the weekend. They can fuck it up on the weekend. So there's not too much to worry about with that one. It's the Sheffield and the Wickham game we need to.
Shrewsbury's just scored a fourth as well.
Yeah, I think you're right though. With Morecambe putting in performances against average teams like Shrewsbury, losing 4-0.
It says Plymouth on the league
Not
table
great.
there. They've lost the last two, but they have been doing well. I mean, is that accurate? That or does it need to move a bit further along?
It's the other way around, mate. So they've won the last three. They lost the fourth and fifth.
I'm used to my live scores on my phone. It's the other way around. But
Because if you look at the Sunderland results, we've won our last two. Yeah,
you got to take your hats off to Plymouth. You know, you can't disagree with them that they're doing well.
they're doing decent, mate. They're on a good run of form. Oxford are on a good run of form. It's just we need to match them. If we keep matching them, we'll still be in contention come 8 games time.
Oh, Sheffield Wednesday have scored. Oh, dear.
Oh, so we're out the top 6.
Yeah.
Even after winning 2-0 on the weekend, we drop out of the playoffs. That's a bit shit.
But like I say, we've got ourselves to blame.
Yeah, overall, we do have ourselves to blame, but we also we are point and blame, and I don't like point and blame, but you've got the whole Lee Johnson manager, head coach, like those 3 weeks are potentially the pivot of what could have kept us in those playoffs, you know, because we lost 3 games out of 4 in that era, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. You've just got to applaud the teams for doing the business when we haven't, and absolutely you can't argue with it. They're doing the job when we can't.
Yeah, madness.
And then of course, if they win their next 2, I mean, if they win their next game, Sheffield Wednesday will be on 70 points. So 4 points ahead of us. It's not looking good, is it?
It's not looking good, but again, it's those. If we pick up a win in the weekend and the other teams draw, maybe lose, or if some of these teams pull back a goal tonight, you know what I mean? Like they could drop points tonight, and that helps us.
I'm just seeing the goal now. He cuts inside Sheffield Wednesday. Plays a lovely ball into the 18-yard box, cuts inside, and then it's cleared off the line, and then it's headed across goal, and he just thunderbolts it from about the 7 yards out.
Sounds like a decent effort. Thunderbolt is always used in a good.
Oh, he walloped it basically. He was making sure that was going to burst in it. It was close range, but he didn't hang about with it.
Yeah.
But the owners have got to look at that league table as well and whatever, and just say, well, somebody somewhere isn't doing their job. Something's obviously it's not. This club isn't getting run the way we're supposed to be getting run, and
Something's awry.
absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to think, mate. Like, it does look a little bit bleak for us, but also, I mean, if you put these results on paper before the match, what would you said the actual results are going to be? And I think most of them look about right. Apart from the Wickham game, everybody has scored a goal, something to nil. Like they're not conceding these other teams.
I think that's a good point. I mean, I'm not at all surprised with Sheffield Wednesday. Plymouth, Portsmouth. I would have expected maybe Portsmouth to put up a little bit of a battle more. Do you know what I mean? Portsmouth are quite a letdown, aren't they?
Yeah, they've had a bit of a wet towel season, though, aren't they? There is 20 minutes left in that match, though, so they can pull something back. But yeah, like you'd expect these four teams to be winning these, right? Wickham, I think's going to slip out if they're not careful. Like completely adrift from everybody else. Oh,
Carlisle United's getting beat 2-0. That's their first defeat in 4 games. They're playing third off top Newport County. Good team.
which that's League Two, right?
League 2, yeah. Because I live in Carlisle. I've lived here for years. Just now
Forest Green,
got the Plymouth game on now.
Why are so many of the games like so far behind?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just sat like that. Bloody hell, Shrewsbury's having a whale of a time, aren't they? 5-0. Christ.
No, that'd be nice. we need more games like that. I think 1-0's a really boring to.
Would you be disappointed if we didn't get up? Or, I mean, would you just say, well, thank God this season's over and done with. Let's get it right next time. I mean, how many times do we keep on saying this will rebuild? I mean, how excited were we when KLD took over? We all thought we were going to be smart asses and absolutely piss this league. Billionaire taking off. Oh, walking this league. Get in. I was one of them.
Yeah. Would have been ideal if he bought some stuff and like actually showcased what he was doing for the club. I think he came in just after the transfer window closed, right? So he didn't have anything to do with it. But then January comes round. We've had an okay season up to January. To be fair to him, like.
Do you think Donald and Salmon Pants will still have very much to do with the club if we're in this division next season? Do you think they'll still be here?
I hope not. You got to think though, mate. When can you remember New Year's Eve?
Mm-hmm.
We were top of the league. New Year's Eve, we were top of the league. The first game of January, we slipped to second because Rotherham took over. So basically, we started this year in first place, and look where we're at now. The KFD era, his first January transfer window saw us drop from first down to 8th. We're climbing back up. We were 5th before this set of results, but we were 8th before like our previous wins. So I don't think he's been that great for us yet.
Well, I think the fans won't take long to get on KLD's back. Let's say if we're just a big fuck up again next season, they'll be starting to the last questions, won't they? Have you got money or not? Who are you? They'll start saying that, won't they? They'll start saying, who are you? What is your intentions? Cut the bullshit. What have you really got? Do you know what I'm saying? All the Sunderland fans are looking at you as this billionaire, and you're going to pile money into the club and going to get us out of it. And so far, it's a complete opposite. People are going to start demanding what his plans are.
Oh yeah, well, it's a business, mate, and there's only so much you can expect from like openly sharing what you're doing. Because if you share what you're doing, why wouldn't somebody slightly higher up or somebody below you want to snatch that same strategy? So you've got to be kind of careful with how much you share with fans, because you're not only sharing with fans, you're sharing with the opposition.
Yeah.
So, like this, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt.
At the end of the day, the results do the talking, don't they?
Absolutely.
The league table does the talking at the end of the season. That tells you, you know, how good upstairs have been. Um,
Yeah, but you got to think though as well. Like it was just a mere 50 days ago,
hmm.
52 days ago, we were top of the league. We were like buzzing about it, and now we've actually been sunk back into that realistic. Let's see what someone can actually do with themselves.
So would you say
And
it's injuries that's caused to be Sunderland where they are? Is it not that the fact that the
maybe,
manager's been shite or is it injuries because people say well the other teams not get injuries? You know, the Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth, MK Dons and Rotherham, Wigan, they must get injuries. Surely, God.
yeah, I feel
Why does it just seem to affect Sunderland when they get injuries? Oh, we collapse. It's like taking the Jenga bricks from underneath, isn't it? We just free fall, but it doesn't seem to happen to the other clubs.
because I think the way Sunderland operate is a little bit more. We recruit the best player for that position that we think is like in that market at that time, but we don't recruit two. We only recruit one person in that position because one person is going to be in that position on the day. But when they get injured, you're replacing like a Mona Lisa with a kid's cartoon sketch that she's done at Frankie's and Benny's. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like we substitute that shit, but it's trying to compare somebody who's premium picked for that position and putting something that doesn't really fit there. They can fit there, but they don't do the full job. Do you know what I mean?
Just going to quickly look into the chat. Tam says, Madge reminded me of Mickey Quinn, done out of note outside the box, but give him a sniff of goal and he puts it away.
Yeah.
Cyber Jeff, don't expect Pompey to pull anything back. He's like Sunderland fan, he's not very confident at the moment. And Tam says, KLD has started his intention to run the club without having a majority shareholding. Well, I mean, if he's going to carry on next season the way he's carrying on now, then we're never going to get out of this league because, you know,
Yeah.
we don't want a consortium, we want that outright ownership of the club. And do you know who's going to start sniffing even more? And not Nando's Knickers I'm talking about here. Is at the end of the season, if we didn't gone up, it's going to be Story with a beard, isn't it? He's going to start raising his head even more now.
Maybe, mate. Maybe. Um, I just don't think he's going to be anywhere near the club
You
ever.
don't think we're being a bit unfair with Story? You don't think like
Nah.
you know
He's an idiot. He's a clown.
what
He
gives you the
might. He
impression
might.
he's a clown? What do you?
He supports the club. He's got a one product business, and that business does not match the football industry at
Is he
all.
actually a
Like,
Sunderland supporter?
yeah, he's a Sunderland supporter. That's why he's popping his head up at Sunderland a lot.
I didn't realise he was a genuine Sunderland supporter. And I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
he's a genuine Sunderland supporter. So like, he will always, because he's got money and he really wants to show that he supports Sunderland as much as he can. He will always pop his head in it, but he doesn't know anything about the game. Like, he doesn't. He will throw money at us, and we will waste it like we always have. And he'll then, like 2 3 years down the line, going, "Well, I've pumped all this money into it. I wanted us to win with this money. Why haven't we won?" And then we'll just be like a big shut down and a potential collapse of the club again. So I don't want that at all. Like having money injected is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, and he would definitely do that. But I don't think he'll do it smartly. He'll not invest in the right people. He'll not invest in um, um, the right talent. He'll not invest in the infrastructure to keep that flow of talent coming through. He'll buy like big names. He'll splash money like who else did it? Like Portsmouth did it in the last season of their Premier League. He'll do it when, like Norwich did when they first went up. Like Fulham did when they first went up. They don't do enough to survive and stay in that upper division, and I don't think we will if he just throws money at us.
Just going to go through
Yeah.
some scores here. Champions League, Ajax nil, Benfica nil, Man United nil, Atletico Madrid 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first leg of the knockouts? Is it?
No, this is a second leg,
Oh,
so
it's 1-1.
Atletico.
It's 1-1 currently, and aggregate there.
No, it's 2-1 to Atletico because it was 1-1 away from home.
Oh yeah, it's got the first. Yeah, first leg was. I thought that was overall aggregate. Yeah, you're right. The first leg was
Yeah.
1-1. So I won't lose any sleep over that.
No, Manchester United dropping out. What?
In the Championship so far, latest scores: Barnsley 2, Bristol City 0, Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 2, promotion hopefuls Blackburn 2, relegation out candidates Derby 1, Bournemouth are going Great Guns 1, Reading 0, and Stevie Bruce, West Brom are in lead against Fulham. So that is a good result so far for West Brom if that stays that way, isn't it? I mean, Fulham absolutely flying high.
Fulham are, yeah.
League Two, gonna just got the localish teams. It's Hartlepool are losing 2-0 at home to Bradford. Carlisle have just pulled a goal back there, 2-1 down in Little Barrow, just down the road from where I live. They are 1-0 up.
Barrow.
Little wheelbarrow. So Carlisle, I could be good to see them get a point, and they've just pulled one back on the 80th minute.
Yeah, I mean, the Championship would be nice. Oh, Bournemouth and Reading have just had a goal come in for Reading, so the Championship spicing up a little bit there. Do you know what upsets me the most though? Teams like Bournemouth, teams like Brighton, like historically we would say we're better than them, right? Like a lot better. But they've done something right and smart with their clubs to be where they are. Even probably on a similar level. Burnley, like they're not challenging for the top 10. They never have of the Prem. They might finish 7th or 9th or something like that, a bit like Sunderland have. But they've done something smart and they're keeping their manager. They've kept the manager for like one of the longest amount of times in the entire EFL pyramid. Like, there's not many managers that have more time as the head coach or manager in the club. So, do you think chopping and changing a manager is testament to why we don't seem to have a clear direction on how to make the team go forward?
But do you think we should have stuck with Johnson?
I was humming and hawing about it. The 6-0 was probably a bit too much of a drop to say like, yeah, that's not good enough.
So
if we kept after
6-0, do you think he would have been still here if we just maybe lost that game 1-0 or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Saying 6-0 was the perfect excuse for him to go. And I think the rumblings in the back office were obviously there before the game, because you can have a freak loss like that and not sack your manager. Look at Sheffield Wednesday when they lost 5-0 to us. They didn't sack the manager the next day. That was a shit result for them, and they're above us now in the league table. Do you know what I mean? Like, teams can lose by big scores and not sack the manager. So there was something happening in the background already to want to get rid of him.
Because the two other big defeats, wasn't there, was obviously Portsmouth and then Rotherham was at 5-1. But you shouldn't be getting beat 5 or 6 man, not in this division, not the calibre of Sunderland. Do you know it just shouldn't be happening, and should never happen. It's what anybody says.
I mean, I'd expect like 5-0, 6-0, 7-1, 6-2s, all of that. I'd expect them in this league as well. Like, those games, those matches happen, but I don't think we should ever be on the receiving end of them. Do you know?
Not at all. Absolutely.
That's where it gets to the point of embarrassment. So,
because a lot of Sunderland fans say we need to stop sacking managers. So
I absolutely agree with that. But you've got to remember that we had the best calendar year last year with Lee Johnson in charge. We did. It's just a fact. We finished the year on in first. We went from 7th at the end of the when Lee Johnson came in. We were 8th, 9th, and we ended that in 7th. Or 6th, sorry, wasn't it? Or 5th, to end up in the playoffs. We lost in the playoffs, and that was it. And then we just kept on climbing up until the new year. And then after the new year,
have a goal. Sheffield Wednesday, Accrington Stanley have equalised against Sheffield Wednesday.
That's great news for us, right? Does that mean we climb back into the top 6?
So they'll be on to 66 points now. I just don't understand the goal difference. It depends on the goal difference.
No, they wouldn't be on 66 points. They'll be on 65 points.
Sorry, 65 points. Yeah, we've now jumped back into 6th position.
Nice. Nice. Because, oh, that's good. They have a 19 goal difference and we have a 18
And
goal difference.
Lincoln have pulled the goal back against Rotherham.
Oh, that's quite scary. If Lincoln are scoring late on in a game against the league leaders, and the league leaders very rarely concede, we need to be very cautious of how that goal happened and make it prevent it from ever happening in our match against them in the weekend.
Football not off screws with your emotions, doesn't it? One minute you're like, yeah, that feels a lot better, and then the next second you feel, oh shit, it is, isn't it? I mean, that'll be a disappointing result for Sheffield Wednesday. That they'd be expecting to beat Accrington Stanley, surely, God. That's something we would do, that, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's something we have done.
That's something that
we've
we,
done it.
we
We've done
certainly
it
have
too
done.
often. You just got the most recent example is that Charlton game. Charlton drawn to Charlton against a team that's had like 4 shots against us all game. It's embarrassing. I'm just loading up the Accrington game stats.
Cyber Jeff says Pompey is laying on the pressure with no end result.
Oh yeah, so the Pompey stats they look really embarrassing. They've had 7 shots all game, all of them off target. Whereas Portsmouth have had 17 and 6 on target. Pompey have had more of the ball though, and I don't know. It just looks like they're fizzling out as soon as they get to the final third. By the looks of the heat maps, so
I suppose with stats, the only thing that matters is the goals, isn't it?
well, yeah, but also the shots on target tell you how like if you're having 21 shots and none of them go in, like something's wrong with the quality of the shots, right? But if you're having 3 shots and they're like nowhere near the goal, and 3 shots in 90 minutes is one every half an hour, that's a bad team. So the stats are a good indication. They're not like necessarily what's gospel on the pitch, but it's a really good indication of what's happened. Do you know what I mean?
Wickham Fleetwood, I'm surprised that's 0-0, mind.
I mean, would take that as Mackem. Like it's
That's not, and people sort of were forgetting a little bit about Wickham there, but Wickham of course can stay in packed out Sunderland's playoff score, so that is still not a bad result for us, is it? Really, they've really fallen away, haven't they?
they have they were around us a couple of weeks ago, weren't they?
Oh,
They
come
were in
on.
and around us. They were actually above us. They were the team that we were directly competing for that
I'm
playoff spot for.
just letting me black cat sweep in. You're gonna bring us luck soon. You're gonna bring us luck. Go on then you go. Just don't shit on the carpet like you did the other night. Plymouth's next 2 games are Accrington and Cheltenham. Well, I mean, come on, you guaranteed 6 points there, aren't you? Without a doubt.
Who?
Plymouth's next 2 games are Accrington and Cheltenham. Yeah, but have you seen the running for Plymouth?
Well,
They've got Stinkosaurus games coming up, Plymouth.
yeah. Plymouth. You've got to remember, Accrington Stanley are drawing with Sheffield Wednesday at the minute. It's not a given, is it?
That's all. But
It could be a 1-1. It could be a 1-0. Could be anything. That's the nature of footy, I guess. But like, I wouldn't write off teams in the bottom half of the table for not getting wins. Look at Shrewsbury tonight. Yeah, they're beating Morecambe, who are in the relegation zone, but they're beating them comfortably. Like,
I am very surprised with Wickham, mind, because I thought because they went through a phase where they're really making a good push, weren't they?
oh yeah, they were, but I think they fizzled out, and people have sussed how to defend against them. They're a very strong, physically strong attacking team, and I think the easiest way to defend against that is put more numbers back, and that's what teams have done. And the better teams have done it, and then exploited their
So
gaps.
let's get the Betamax remote control and quickly fast forward time a little. End of the season. That's the playoff teams that we've got at the moment. Who would you want to avoid most out of them 4? Out of them 3? Who would you like
Oxford.
to avoid? You would like to avoid Oxford, not MK Dons, no?
No, MK Dons. I think MK Dons we could beat over 2 legs. In the final, I would hate to see Oxford because Oxford score a lot, and Oxford can break down defenses really easy. Like they are the highest scoring in the league for a reason.
We've played them this season, haven't we? Did we play them away?
We played them twice, I think, already.
We've got them coming up in the league, haven't we?
Have we?
I'm sure we have. Didn't we beat
We
these?
drew.
Didn't we beat them away from what? I don't know. It was a while back.
They are the highest scoring in the league for a reason.
We've played them
Oh,
this
my
season,
internet's
haven't we?
called
Did we
up.
play
There you
them
go.
away?
And we're playing them again on April 9th, away from home.
So did we? I mean, because I put you on mute before. How did we fare at home?
We drew 1-1.
We drew 1-1.
We drew 1-1 at home in December. What happened to my thing there, by the way? It just looked like a pink, like my internet dropped.
I don't know.
Oh,
wait a minute. There we are. Put you back on. Well, we're now into the 90th minute, +1 against Charlton Gillingham, and 90th minute against Plymouth Portsmouth. 89th minute Sheffield Wednesday Accrington Stanley.
That one, the Accrington game was so.
Would you be happy with that 1-1?
Absolutely. Sheffield Wednesday dropping points is fantastic. It's funnier because Sheffield Wednesday got an own goal in that one apparently. So Sheffield Wednesday scoring twice just at both ends. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like Lincoln to get another goal as well. To be honest, that would be. I know Rotherham's game doesn't impact us that much, but it will be good.
But we're all saying we like to avoid these teams in the playoffs, but at some point you have to play the better side in them playoffs to get up.
Who would you like to avoid?
Um,
Who would you avoid at the most?
I don't fear any of them. I wouldn't. Honestly, I couldn't put my finger on and say I couldn't pick any of them three at the minute. I would say, nah, not bothered about any of them. Sheffield Wednesday I would avoid, but obviously they're out of it at the minute. But I wouldn't fear any of them.
We have lost against the MK Dons.
And we give them the bloody goals, though, didn't we? When you think of it.
Yeah,
we did lose. I don't think Sunderland should ever fear Oxford, MK Dons, or Plymouth. Like, it's depending on how nasty we turn up, innit?
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, absolutely. It's a funny one. You gotta remember that it's not over 90 minutes anymore. It's over 46 games of 90 minutes that determines how good we are. Really, we'll always have bad moments. We'll always concede goals.
Do you think the leagues would be better without playoffs and just the top three go up?
No, I like the idea of it, but I think they should change it up a bit. So, and this is how I would change it up. With the Premier League, 4 teams go down.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom 2 guaranteed to go down, the worst 2, and the top 2, they would play the 3rd and 4th team in the Championship. So you'd have 19th versus 3rd, and whoever wins that game gets the Premier League. Whoever loses goes in the other one, and 18th versus 4th, and whoever wins that game swaps leagues. So 4th could beat 18th, but 19th could beat 3rd, and 19th stays in the Prem. So you got
the lower league teams playing the teams above them to fight it out.
To fight it out. So you'd have that with the Premier League, but you'd have the same with the Championship. So you'd have the bottom 4 of the. I'd say there's only 3 teams going up. You have the bottom 3 of the Championship. 2 of those go down automatically, and the last plays 3rd place in the Championship, in the League One, and then that would be better for it. But also, I kind of like the bracket of 4 teams, so maybe those 4 teams play the 4 teams in that as like a mini cup.
Yeah, that's wouldn't be a good. It would be a good shout. Wouldn't it give it a little bit of a shake up?
It would mean there's a lot more teams that could potentially have crap seasons and stay where they are. Like the Americans love that, right? But also it means that
Wickham have scored. Wickham have scored.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's not good for us. That's not good for us.
In the 95th minute.
I think that sees us drop out.
No, it doesn't. They're on
Jeez.
65 points, 1 point behind us.
Oh, that's so close.
I
That's
know.
so.
Just as
That's it. It's
just as
like,
I was saying, we can't ignore Wickham sort of thing, but it's 0-0 at the moment. I'm surprised with that.
yeah. I don't think the way that I've described that though, like, could you imagine winning the playoffs and then having to play another game against the team that was about to go down? Do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, the lads in the chat, lads in the actual chat, noticed Wickham have just scored, but so the only,
95 minutes in the game.
but it's the game doesn't finish until the whistle's blown.
True. Fleetwood will be disappointed. They could have potentially seen a little bit of gain on the season with that one.
I still don't think Wickham will be any threat, mind.
So they've got a dark horse kind of thing to them. We didn't think there'd be a threat when they went up. They've been up and down. Rotherham have been up and down. Who else have been up and down that we're contending with? Charlton.
I still think you're going to see more goals in this league tonight. I can just see it.
One or two more goals flying in last couple of seconds.
I do.
Most of these games are in the 90. They're in the injury times on all of these now. If it settles like this, what would you call out as a good or a bad from?
Well, obviously, it's Sheffield Wednesday is the one that's give us a little bit of a life jacket, hasn't it?
Yeah, and also like all these teams have now played one of their two games in hand.
Is this actually one of the games in hand? Is it definitely is
Yeah,
that game in hand? Is it?
yeah. If you look at the league table, apart from Wigan,
Yeah,
who is still on 36 games played, every one of them's just within one game of Sunderland now.
It's finished at Shrewsbury 5-0. And it's finished against Sheffield Wednesday against Accrington Stanley. So there we go. It is finished 1-1. So they'd be disappointed with that. The old Owls, won't they?
Oh, right, okay. I think the table needs to update itself a little bit because it looked like Sheffield Wednesday has slipped to 8 for a second.
So
1-1 though. That's a really good result for Sunderland. I think one out of the 5 games that could impact Sunderland have went our way.
And let's face it though, I was expecting Portsmouth to get possibly something at Plymouth. I wasn't expecting Sheffield Wednesday Accrington to be draw. I was expecting that was a banker. I was thinking. So as long as one of them results has gone Sunderland's way, then it hasn't been a bad night for us, really.
Yeah, we can't win everything, obviously.
97 minutes added on against Plymouth. I don't know what's Cyber Jeff's watching that match. I don't know what's been causing all the
Wickham game's finished now, though.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, we're still in the playoffs. That's the best thing for it. We're going into it being the team to pull out. So
Carlisle's lost their first game in 4. Never mind. Good fight back though, but they were playing a decent team tonight.
So are the teams above us, directly above us, 2 points above us? So we need to win to catch up with them, really. Oxford and Plymouth.
Yeah, I mean they've played the same number of games as us, MK Dons and Oxford. So MK Dons are, I think, too far ahead of us.
It's only 2 games, mate. They've won 2 more games than us. If they lose them, then we're catching up, aren't we? So.
Aye, it is.
But it's 8 games. It's 8 games left. We're not going to win all 8, but how many of them are they going to win all 8 of theirs? Probably not. So just need to win more than
8 minutes now still at Plymouth. Bloody hell.
Could be an injury. It is injury time. Yeah, I mean, like, one result goes our way. That's better than none, right?
Yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been, as you've said, none. It could have been all the results going against us, but it hasn't.
Doesn't happen.
And let's face it, you would have expected Wickham to beat Fleetwood, so it's finished against Plymouth, against Portsmouth. So where's Portsmouth now in the league then?
Like 12th, I think. 10th. Not ideal for them either. Portsmouth have just had a tragic season, though.
I mean, they haven't. improved since they sacked Kenny Jackett after. So there we go. That's all the games now finished in
Cool.
Division 1. Well,
You
thanks,
glad you-
thanks for everybody for being in the chat. You enjoyed it, Ant?
I did, mate. Just saying, are you glad that you watched and witnessed those goals come in live? You've had a lot of fault on it.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. A bit disappointing with the Wickham last minute goal, but hey,
Yeah.
it's happened. But I wasn't expecting Accrington to get a draw there.
No, I can see. Last minute call out. If you do like this content, guys, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you on Saturday for the Sunderland match.
Yes, down at Lincoln. I'm just going to have a quick glance at other results elsewhere. Man United are still losing 1-0. Benfica's winning 1-0. There's only 4 minutes left to go. Championship, Barnsley 2, Bristol City 0. Middlesbrough's won 2-0. Blackburn have won 3-1 against Derby. Derby's fallen quick now, haven't they? Because they put a bit of a fight back and now they're slowly getting sucked back in. And West Brom, they're still leading 1-0.
Yeah, West Brom's had a bit of a stinker of a season as well.
Yeah, they were top when they were running away with it at some point, but they're now down to 12th, haven't they? These are their last games. They've lost, won, lost, drew, lost, won, drew, and currently win at the minute. So I can just see red across the board with all the defeats for West Brom. But Fulham are up. Even if they lose, they've done more than enough on 77 points
already. 11 points clear of Bournemouth. They can lose 4 games on the bounce if they wanted to.
Well, Bournemouth have got 2 games in hand on them.
Yeah, but that Huddersfield on in third, 14 points adrift. It's six wins, or 4 wins and.
Well, I'm gonna head off, mate. I've got some kebab meat which I didn't eat from last night.
That sounds gross, but enjoy.
Kebab meat's lovely. It's better than pig's trotters. Just say thanks for everybody for tuning in. I know it's not been a Sunderland commentary or anything like, but you know these are affecting how Sunderland are, and I just thought get involved in it.
There we are, mate. Nice. Been a pleasure. Catch you in a bit.
No bother. See you later.
You just need to press the stop button.
I can't press the stop button because it's froze.
Go on to YouTube, mate, and end it on there.
Does OBS sometimes do that then? Where like it just
No. I think it's just how you've set it up on your screen. So go onto your channel.
Was I staring a bit like was I doing a mad cowie face there?
No, I was.
Was I?
I was. No, so you want to go onto your dashboard, mate, the Go Live dashboard, your studio, and then end the stream in the top right corner.
Pull the maddest cowie face.
Yeah, so that one, the bottom one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, click on the blue text. Left. No.
Where am I at?
Left, that one. Click on that.
Yeah.
Just click on it. There you go, and then click end stream.